Hey you, yeah you, don't you deserve a newer vehicle for 2022? Go see Ralph at Max Auto Plus Tacoma. Good credit, bad credit, always with the lowest interest rates possible. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and everyone sees the Carfax. The best customer service ever. Log on to GoSeeRalph.com or call 253-230-1494. That's 253-230-1494. Oh, one more thing. Did you know you get $200 cash money if you bring Ralph a customer? What are you waiting on? Go see Ralph. Max Auto is located at 12918 Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma. Get up and go see Ralph.
If you are in the market to buy or sell your home, land, or property, it is in your best interest to work with a professional that cares and keeps your best interest first always. Melissa Williams is your agent, very customer service oriented, knowledgeable in all steps in the delicate process of your investment, and here to turn your dreams to reality. Call her now, 253-293-1056. That's 253-293-1056, www.melissawilliams.com.
What is up out there, y'all? Welcome to another edition. You guys know what it is. Shopkulture. Every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. This is what we do. I'm joined once again by my man over here. You already know.
You know what it is.
Tag teaming.
Come on.
Shut down corner of the building.
Come on, man. It's the dynamic duo.
Ooh! Then we got our producer filling in for producer, Big Jones. But producer filling in producer, you know that is Julie Girl.
Hey.
And we got a guest.
Back again.
Back again.
Yes, I'm back.
They must have liked you.
Someone must like me.
That's the only way I was here. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like me said, "Hey, they said come back, so I'm here." You know?
They know. They know.
Good to be here.
Kenneth is here, and pronounce your name for everybody.
Tama, like not wild tame, like Tama
Okay.
Tiger. Tama.
That's what it. What?
Tama.
Oh.
Like Tim Tiger.
Okay. Interesting.
Come on.
KB, what up? Why?
Pronunciation.
Then Kenneth said dope advertisement. Thank you, Kenneth, man. Make sure, Ken, that you like it and sharing it. Tell your people about it. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Shopkulture once again. And guys, we're doing, like I said, we're doing different. We're having, of course, as always, the dynamic ones here.
We ain't
Once we
going
started this and doing this. But we got to have some ladies' involvement. So when we're having these discussions, we can get perspectives. Because last week it got, man, people were hitting me up about
listen, no. Listen, if y'all could be part of the after hours conversation, man, listen. We be going crazy here after y'all leave us, man. It goes down in here, man. I'm trying to tell y'all, man.
It's like
I have to, keep my wild side down so I can let it go when the cameras go
You
off.
did good. Woo, it was good.
Man, but listen, I be trying to make them tell the truth.
And they,
I be trying to make them tell the truth, man.
I admit, I was like, a counselor on it.
I know.
Okay. Look at this.
And then she brought us some tea, and this tea is bomb.
Man,
Don't you ever tell people what kind of tea this is? So.
It's called Bengal Spice. It's my celestial tea.
Are you gonna
Yeah.
And I was thinking to myself, I'm gonna have to bring me a bottle next week.
Man.
Julie has tea as well. But yeah,
Angela.
Bengal Spice by
Angela.
Celestial Seasonings. It's really good. My favorite.
Yeah, that's a bomb. Angela's in the building. How you doing, Angela? And real quickly, we want to give props out to on Saturday to Carmen, Miss Williams, for graduating. She threw a graduation party at Alki Beach. It was dope, and thank you for everybody that participated, showed up, because the food was on point.
Oh, the food was good.
And
I ate twice.
Angela, she did a lot of that cooking, and Shantae and Miss Sheila. So props out to what's up, Shannon? Shannon in the building. How you living, young lady? And so the food again, man. Alki. The only issue I have with Alki, and I always say this, is parking.
Yes, parking is non-existent.
And this, let me me tell you about this.
Oh,
later.
Lord, here goes.
I was trying to park. All of a sudden, I go down to this back. Actually, I have a small car, right? So I'm thinking I can at least get room right there. All of a sudden, I see this Infinity car parked sideways, taking about 3 spots
Oh, whatever.
on Alki.
Not even. No.
I was like,
no. Methinks the man is too much.
oh,
No, my car was not taking up 3 spots.
I know.
Now, I was.
2 spots, 2.5.
Oh,
I
whatever.
give it to you.
Now, I was a little crooked. I mean, it was a little bit of an angle, but traffic fine, no problem. You know.
Oh,
I
okay.
killed mine.
There you go.
I killed mine. That was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Okay, so let's do it quick. How many people can parallel park and do it well? Let's ask. You do it?
I was in a hurry.
No, I'm just asking in general. I'm not dang. She got in her feelings. I see. Huh?
You live in Seattle.
You should parallel park?
Easy work, bro. Come on now. Rocking with,
Okay, let me ask
with anything on wheels.
Two. Let me ask you. Do you think a lot of people know how to parallel park?
No.
Okay.
Hell no. But easy.
Julie.
Bro, my daddy used to drive.
Julie gets
Oh, shoot. You're cheating, man. That's cheating.
Julie gets out of the car.
You know how to.
And I drove in the military.
I get out the car and let someone do it for me.
Oh.
There you go. Smart lady. Smart lady.
Mm.
I have good days and bad days in my fellow party.
She's still talking. Hey.
Me,
Good days and
still
bad
had
days.
Cheating.
one-handed.
Two is cheating because Dad worked for Metro and is a
30
professional.
years, bro. 30 years. So I can drive. I literally can drive anything on wheels.
No, you.
I can drive box trucks,
So
CDL,
you can drive in the snow too.
all that. Ain't nothing, bro. Listen, I can drive rear wheel in the snow. I can quit. Bro. I used to drive. Remember when I had the 95 SS? Rear wheel drive. Kill us, spin out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Give me a little traction. I'm gone.
I like driving in the snow. I love that.
I'm good with it.
And I like
Especially now that I got the Tahoe. We go up to the. I go shooting in the mountains. So we literally drive up in the mountain. You got to. I guess it's dirt path. You got to take the truck 4x4 and go up.
When you're shooting, you got to go out into open space. Get out in the wood.
I don't do ranges at all. I never go to the range ever. Won't do it. I refuse.
Miss Angelina's in the building. How you doing? Thank you for tuning in. Shop Culture. We are here. She said she can parallel park very well. I got to see that. No, wait a minute here. We ain't got to see that. Hey, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Real quick, I'm gonna shout out a young black athlete, man, that did extremely well. Listen, when I tell you the time, bro, it's about to blow.
I already know who you're gonna say because you know somebody's in their feelings.
Oh my
Who's
God!
in their feelings? Tell me.
Oh my God! Listen, shout out to young Reggie Witherspoon.
I knew
man.
you were gonna say it.
Oh my God! Listen,
I heard about it.
If the fastest man in the world is running a 9, I just watched it this weekend at the New York Grand Prix at the U.S. Nationals. The man ran a 9.9. Reggie Witherspoon, a sophomore in high school, ran a 10.6. Oh my God!
You guys know how fast.
Wow.
Listen,
You guys know how.
for you runners or you people that don't really understand track,
No,
okay? That's a half a second. That's 3 steps. That's 3 steps behind the fastest man in the world.
That is crazy.
And that boy's a sophomore.
And props to your boy too, because he ran. Can you give us props?
Come on, I wouldn't go,
No, I am.
but
Shout
shout out to my young buck, man.
Yeah,
Listen,
because he was feeling himself. It wasn't in shape. Got injured. It couldn't do it.
listen. Shout out to my young buck, Austin May, man. Listen, me and this boy have been training this kid since him and my son. They've been playing together since they were in 2nd grade. He's been literally under me since then. And
He's an
we're
incredible
running 11 flat.
Wow. Awesome.
Listen,
He's
as
an
a
incredible
freshman,
athlete.
as a freshman.
Oh yeah.
Listen, these
somebody
young
was in their
bucks.
feelings.
Oh my God! Listen, these young bucks are doing something amazing. Shout out to these young
And
athletes,
I like
man.
it. Man, we got some lines.
Keep eating, boy.
Yeah,
Listen, Washington
kids,
is on the map.
you better
right
talk
now.
about it.
Washington
This is
on
the
the map.
place.
Telling you right now.
I'm getting
Listen,
excited.
if your kids ain't running, holla at your boy. Listen.
Dude, I'm done telling them about what you do. I'm done.
Proof is in the pudding. You understand me?
You see what
You
you see the
understand me?
results. All right.
Shout out to them young bucks, man. Though, for real, man. And just as young athletes, man, I just love it. Man. I just
I do
love to
too.
see the grind. I just love to see the grind, man.
Thank you, Julie. Actually, yeah, Julie, can you get that back up? No, you
You
good.
good?
Okay.
No, good. We rolling. Let's roll into it.
Julie's like, I'm in the building. You better talk. Julie.
Let's roll into it.
Okay. This was big.
It's a good one.
This is a really good
This is
one.
from Bremerton.
Yes.
Dudes from Bremerton.
You know him, no? You know him? Okay.
A little bit.
So the Supreme Court this is another one that hit the fan. There is a lot of people going back and forth about being able to pray during school events, before or after games, and being able to do it basically in school. So this was big because there's a lot of people that were shocked that this got overturned, first of all. And there was a lot of people upset with the decision about it. What do you guys take about it? I'm gonna start with Toon. What's your view on this? About prayer?
Are we
School
talking
activities.
about school activities? Talking about the game? You want to talk about that case specifically, or you want me to be general?
Let's talk about the game because this.
Okay. So as a coach, we'll go there. As a coach, I have, from what I've heard, at first I was like, I think that man should be allowed to pray. But when I heard young athletes on the team stating that they felt pressured, they felt like they would be in trouble if they didn't with the team, that's what bothered me. I feel like it should be an open forum. If that's what the coach wants to do and there's children that want to join, it should be optional. And no coach should ever feel like they have the right or the power to make somebody pray or adhere to their religion. I feel like that's where he overstepped. And I feel like that's why it got flipped. I feel like that's why he lost the case. Because at first he was going to win on the basis of freedom of speech. He was going to win. He had it won. But then once his athletes spoke out against it and said, well, not all of us felt like, we wanted to do it, but we felt like we had to.
Yeah, it was some pressure there. I think it should be allowed in it, but I think it should be allowed for any and everybody in all dynamics, all faiths, all religion. But then we run into the issue where this starts to be time consuming. It starts to be a bigger issue than what it should be. So then I changed my stance on it, and I just don't think it should be permitted.
And I now that you say that, I kind of have to agree because again, how are we going to separate all the different denominations that you know what I'm saying?
You're gonna have 25 of them, then you're gonna have, and then all of a sudden this creates a whirlwind effect, right? Because it's not just Christianity. Okay, yeah, what about Islam? Well, then how about Islam? That's a recognized.
There we go. So again, we open that door, right? If we open that floodgate, again, if that's what you want to do, then I think you need to go to a private school where that's done, right?
And we do got private schools in there. What is
it? Catholic?
Yes.
O'Day.
Yeah.
See
our firm's not religious, but is it religious or is it's a private school? But
I know it's private school. I'm not sure. I don't think it's private. But Catholic definitely is.
Having been raised Catholic, I know it is.
Yeah. No. So you definitely have those schools that allow it. But KB, so at first when it first came out, they said that he said it was just kind of an optional thing for the kids, and then once it got to the Supreme Court, there were a couple of his athletes that did actually speak out.
There were several of them
that they felt that they didn't say that he said it was mandatory, but they said they felt pressured.
Yes.
And from a coach. And from a guy that is a coach, I know the influence that I have on young men. So I know that if they felt pressured, it definitely was mandatory. You know what I'm saying? If that's what the kids are saying, he definitely, in some way, shape, or form, made it to where they felt like they would probably lose position. You know what I'm saying? Or lose game time. Exactly. If they didn't do it.
I played for a coach that had us pray. And he didn't make you, but he was strongly influenced. And then it's a team concept. You want to fit in. You want to be part of the team. Real quickly, T. Give us your view on it.
So I have friends who are Wiccan and been for Satanic Temple, and been for Muslim. So I have friends of all different faiths. I was raised Catholic, but I don't really practice faith at this time. And my thought is, if there had been someone from Satanic Temple saying, I want the right to pray on my rug after the game, it would not have been approved.
Right.
That is my thought.
I agree.
And I wonder if there had been someone in a hijab saying, I want to put my prayer rug down, would have been approved.
I agree.
Because there's so much Christianity in here in this country, I just thought it was approved. So I think it should not be done at a public school, like I said, private school that has that faith-based education.
Yes. That people are paying for that type of
exactly. Paying for that. Find what you want to do. But if that's not the case, then it should not be done.
I agree.
Unless you're going to have everybody line up, okay, Muslims here, Satanic people here, Christians here, Jewish people here.
But then you're asking kids to Not necessarily
Right.
Jews, but also
Expose
excuse me.
themselves.
Thank you.
Exactly. They got the Pastafarians.
Oh,
Right.
You know, all these.
Again, you open the floodgates,
Everybody.
the water's gonna come pouring.
Exactly. I
So,
think it should
so
be
why
I think
don't
it's a dangerous
We
slippery
should just
slope.
take it out then and just have it
Exactly.
back to.
I think it should be there.
Yeah, Julie girl.
I feel just have a moment of like meditation, however that looks too, whether it's spiritual, mental, religious, and just have that meditation time where it's just silence on what you want for your own personal. And if people want to congregate together, they can, but it's a moment of just internal.
But that's the problem. They want more. I agree with you.
Because you can't touch
please
everybody. And
So that's why I just say
even
don't.
if it's
Exactly.
faith-based,
No.
but I think they should have their moment of just decompressing. And even
So,
if like,
but
okay,
here's the thing. So I'm a football player and a coach. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Like, I've never, even as a born Christian, I'm not really practicing or whatever. But I've never really been into the whole praying before and after. Like, okay, if we're gonna do it before, right? I feel like okay, we can pray for good health throughout the game.
Yeah.
So once you're done, all right, I'm good. Like, you know what I'm saying? But again, I'm still in the mindset. Like, I'm still I'm amped. I'm ramped up. I don't really. If we pray, we pray. If we don't, like most of us, I'm gonna be real with you. Most grown men, we're like, man, let's get up out of here, right?
But
We're
in
done.
the NFL, they do pray after the game.
Some of them, no,
Not all of them, but they do.
There's a couple that
Russell
get in the
Wilson's
circle.
in there
Yeah,
leading prayers.
when I
now.
shoot-
Hold
when-
on, but listen, and it's normally a small group. You know what I'm saying? That'll get
Yeah,
together.
it's
and
not
pray.
a majority.
But then again, most of us, if you're looking at a roster of 55 men,
Yeah.
most of us are trying to get up out of here.
Or
but,
they're shaking hands or they're doing other things. You're
Exactly.
right.
So
You're right.
we're
So
still in an amped
but
up
some
mind state.
want that though, like
Right.
Russell Wilson. I mean,
But
I
again,
looked for that when I
Russell Wilson's
shot
also in a private
on the
organization.
field. When I shot on the field,
He's also in
I'd
a
go
private
on there,
organization.
and people will just want to be a part of it, and some people don't. But why do we have to exclude everybody? Why not just have it quiet and just do as you please? Just have 2.5 minutes, whatever, and just do as you please. When you want to be a part of it, you don't have to be a
Because see,
part
here's
of
the
it.
thing: when you start trying to put parameters on it, well, what if somebody
Yeah.
says that's not long enough for me to pray?
Yeah.
What if somebody says, well, that 2 minutes is of meditation? I want to actually get down and get my mat out and pray. Right? I want to
I
bring
want
out
more.
right. So then again, once you open the floodgates, you're asking for anybody and everybody to start either having complaints or wanting more.
That
right?
sounds
And then
like
once
a
you start,
one-off, though.
but
that's
again,
what-
in a
that's what it
public,
is.
but in a public school, again,
We're talking about public and private. I agree with you.
Again, if you want to be able to do those things, I believe that you should go pay for the right to do it. Because again, in a public setting,
That is because
Right.
you're paying for a private school and you're paying usually what the religious affiliations is, right? So part of that is prayer. They teach Bible class. They teach those type of things.
So-
This question. So what if that person's method of prayer is not silent?
Right.
What
It's
if
chanting.
yes? So they didn't have this. Well, that's not how
Well,
I
it
pray.
could just be a moment silent. It doesn't have to necessarily be prayer, because you can also pray at home. You can also
Yes.
pray before you show up. This is just a
Agreed.
moment of silence of us all being part of the team, getting together. Now, how you do it internally is up to the individual. You don't have to be the same. But if prayer for 7 minutes is part of your culture, you're going to do that before you show up.
but then here's the thing, right?
Okay.
But then here I ask you, so then what about, again, as a coach, right? I know that if we call for that moment, there's going to be guys that if they don't want to do it, they're going to feel like I have to.
Do something
Well,
right.
You see what I'm saying? Again, it's a slippery slope. I agree with Shannon and her
Well,
point though on
Shannon,
the
can you read
Yes.
Shannon's
Yeah, I was
And then,
just about
and
to.
Kenneth? I'm sorry, Kenneth too. I'm sorry.
Says Shannon, I'll tell you, or sorry, Shannon
Shannon,
says.
I tell you,
says-
Shannon. Only in the U.S. I would say,
I'll tell you this. Only in the U.S. is this a topic. Go to a Muslim country and they don't give two shits what you believe. You're going to do what that country stands for. I think people are sensitive. If you don't want to pray, just don't. And I agree. Everybody's easily insulted, and everybody has.
Yes.
But it,
I
you have the right to
mean-
be.
There's a difference though about a Muslim country versus this country.
Right.
A Muslim country that's an established.
That's a predominantly Muslim
Yeah, that's
country.
an established religion in that country.
Well,
We
ours,
don't have a national religion in this
there
country.
you go.
We have freedom from religion in this country.
from a technicality, you're
No,
right.
that's the law.
By
It
law,
is.
you do.
That's
By
the law.
law,
We are
yeah.
looked upon usually as a Christian.
Right, but listen, that's an opinion thing. That's not the law. What
Right.
the law states is that you have freedom of religion. So and here's the thing, right? Let's say you're not religious, right? Lil B's not religious, but at the end of practice, his coach is saying we're gonna pray, right? Lil B as a child is going to feel like he has to do that to be a part of this team. We should not make any child feel like they should have to do anything outside of the structured activities that are based upon their sport. Boom.
This is a little bit off the topic, but kind of on the same lines.
Okay.
So when I was in junior high, a million years ago, we said the Pledge of Allegiance every day.
Yeah.
And they have people lead it. Someone from the class would lead it. They asked me to lead it, and I said, I decline. I don't wish to do that. And so they had to respect my right not to.
And you had that right to sit down.
And
I
so
remember that.
I didn't lead it. I didn't stand for it because that was my right not to do that. I had my own reasons for not doing it,
Okay.
but they respected my right to do that. So we have freedom of, also freedom from.
Freedom. I like that. What do you guys think? Should you have prayer in the school? And what do you guys think about it?
I'm just talking about this case, right? Because obviously this is where we build our basis. The coach says it was not mandatory, but the athletes say, hey, I feel like it was mandatory. That's to me is the biggest part. We have to protect the children because, right, they're the ones that are going to be dealing with this in the schools, right? I don't want my child to feel like they're pressured to do anything. Especially to achieve more, especially when it comes to a coach, because they, especially in high school, they know the coach has the key. Because if a coach gives you a bad exit interview, if he don't give you a good word, right? He don't talk to these scouts for you. You may not get a scholarship. Yeah. You may end up at community college. So you need this guy. So if he's talking about, hey, we're going to get down and pray, guess what I'm going to do? Because I need him to talk to these college coaches. I'm going to get down and pray, whether or not I'm Christian or not.
Yeah. But Shannon said here, no, we are a Christian-based country, down to the dollar. In God we trust, right? One nation under God. And that's what I was saying. And I agree with what she's saying on that. Yes,
our morals and a lot of
are based in principle-wise is based.
But again, in the law states, right? Again, we understand. I understand what the language is, but the law says you have freedom from and of, right? That's why they can have a big satanic statue in front of the airport. That's why they can have, you know what I'm saying? Because if that was the case, yes, we do. Not in Seattle.
Oh, okay.
No, in Denver.
No, I don't know.
It says in God we trust. Who's God they talk about? Yes, they're talking about Christian God, but there's more than one interpretation of God. So it doesn't say.
But back then they were talking about.
Back then it was.
Let's be honest about
but
that.
Again, the law has changed since that language was written.
I mean, ganged up. These non-believers. I can't.
I'm glad I'm back here.
I'm taking y'all to church now. I'm playing.
I grew up in the church.
You know what happened when a brother goes to church about 4 or 5 times.
He a pastor is, but I'm not waiting for you to come up in here with the Bible. Hey, in the white collar, talking about my brother. Listen, can we have a conversation?
Here we have some time.
You got some time to talk to me, bro.
Man.
Can I talk to you today,
you guys? What do you guys think? Make sure you guys like and share. This is Shopkulture. This is what we do. We talk about issues. This is good stuff. So we gotta move on because last time we get on topics, you guys want to keep commenting about this.
Just gonna keep boy, rough. Julie be like, listen, we're next topic right now. No, we're done.
Wait,
next topic.
Nick Jr. over there. Nick Jr.
Nick be like, Julie like, no, listen. Next.
I was in mid.
Y'all remember that show on the bus?
I was in mid-sitting. I'm like, oh.
I take direction well, Barry. He said to do this, and this is what I did.
Time is up.
Okay.
Roger that.
Next topic we're talking about.
I'm keep it moving.
So you see what happens when we bring women? You see what happens?
Hey, man! Don't get me shot, brother. You don't say stuff like that, man. No.
We all know what it is. This is a good topic because I seen this meme and I was really because sometimes men I don't know if it's whining. I don't know what men think like this, but a lot of times men want to get props for being great fathers and going to work. So this means says shout out to men who haven't felt okay lately, but you still get up every day and refuse to quit, stay strong, kings. And it was in addition to.
So there's a deep-rooted history basis behind this.
Okay.
Behind this meme.
Okay.
We can dive into it.
Okay.
Historically, right? Men as the strong ones or providers or the security of the relationship have historically been undermined when it comes to feelings, when it comes to how we're doing, right, on a daily basis. Men as a whole mostly feel like we're ignored when it comes to how we feel and what we're really going through. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, because we're expected to be strong. We're expected to be. Now, again, obviously, it's a case by case basis, depending on who you deal with. But we're talking about it in wide numbers. Most men that I know would tell you that they feel ignored and that they feel invisible or insignificant. Or even in their own relationship, they feel small compared to the woman as far as needs, wants, feelings, emotions, right? So there's a deep-rooted history in that. So when you say, is it whining? I don't think it's whining, because here, let's be realistic. If we were to Shopkulture, let's just take the group Shopkulture, right? Let's just jump on into it, because I'm feeling on fire today. I'm in my all red, so I'm gonna jump on y'all ass. Okay, so. 70-80% of the posts, right? We're just talking about the men posts are bashing. We're just talking about the posts about men. I ain't saying all the posts. I'm talking about just the posts about men. 70-80% of those posts are bashing. Am I wrong? Tell me I'm wrong. Okay, so then of course, men would want the compliment. Why would we not want to be cherished? We already feel small. We already feel insignificant in our
Mother's Day,
Father's Day.
Mother's Day.
Check this out. Father's Day, I was on the grill for 5 hours. It took at least, now again, there was some ladies that jumped in. We threw a big old community barbecue. Now, there were some ladies that jumped in eventually, right? But let's be realistic. For the most part, it was your boy. And that's Father's Day. Did nobody say, and we had the group event posting, and it was funny because me and E-Mac were talking about it. We said, hey, we're going to sit back and everybody say, what do you guys need? I'm saying, let's see if any other lady say, I'll jump on the grill, I'll cook, I'll do this, I'll do that. We got to that barbecue. And on Father's Day, I'm working like I'm at work.
How about this one? Women planning dates for men. I'm just saying.
Hey, was it not a topic? Hold on. So do we not have these topics?
They got quiet.
Do we not have these topics? So if it's not a realistic thing, then we wouldn't talk about it. So of course the men want to feel like we're loved. Of course we want to be cherished. Of course, we want to feel like somebody loves. So I don't think it's whining for a man to say, yeah, I want to be told I'm a good father, because there's too many of us that get told we're bad ones. Let us make one mistake. You've been in this situation. I've been in this situation. The one time you can't, because you do all the time, you ain't shit. Yeah. So of course I want the compliments. Of course I want the love. Of course, because again, as a whole, we feel small.
But I want to take it, because I agree with everything you said. You're right on point about all of that. But let's also talk about the ones that want the props for, to me, doing basic.
The basic, yeah, that's.
And you do got,
of course,
some men that wants this adulation about doing what you're supposed to do. To me, you're supposed to. If you're a man, you have children. You're supposed to provide for your children. I just don't. You don't get no extra props. You don't get no. That's what you're supposed to do. You have. Yeah. And you got to go to work.
Okay, here's my thought.
Supposed to go to work.
So, society where men and women in this country are raised, and probably other countries as well, women are raised that they can show emotions and men are not. That's a big disservice, because men are taught to suppress it. I remember when we were little, my uncle saying, you're not hurt, not broke, you're not hurt. Suck it up, go back out there and play. And he didn't encourage my brothers and my cousins to show emotions. And so they're raised suppressing emotions, which is not good for your mental health. It's just not. So I think we need to have a shift in how our children are raised to know that it's okay to show emotion, because we're human.
But let me ask you, don't women play a part in that? Because when a man does show these emotions and shows this sensitive nature to themselves, they get called punks, they get called gay,
So
quote unquote.
A lot of
soft.
times by
No
their
eggs.
peers, not necessarily by their partners. I think it's more from their peers.
I mean, some women do. You're right.
But
That's
men
cool.
are calling men soft.
Well, hold on, wait. Here we
You
go.
know?
I'm down to hit you with a flip.
Men and some women.
I'm hit you with a flip. There we go. I was gonna say, because what happens at the end of some of these relationships, right? And a man, or what happens in some of these arguments, and a man has shown his softer side, right? I was actually watching a female psychiatrist today, and they were talking about narcissists, right? Male or female, and they said that you never go to therapy with your narcissist because they will take all of your weaknesses and they will sit there and they will and all that stuff is just getting written down, and then you'll go home and they'll eat you up, right? So and I'm gonna be real with you. I think men stick with female narcissists a lot longer than women will stick with men. I think.
I think
so.
it's
No.
no. I think yeah. I don't think it's one is more than the other. I think it just happens. I think
I'll give you why I say that.
I think certain people type of person attracts the narcissistic traits. I don't think it's gender based.
So here's why I say that. I don't think narcissism is, of course, not gender based. What I'm saying is in relationships. The reason why I say that a man will stick with the female narcissist longer than a female will stick with the male is because a male will attribute those narcissistic tendencies to emotion for a lot longer, and we will accept. We will accept the hard that narcissist those tendencies from a woman and attribute those to her emotions. She's just being emotional. Right.
And that's it.
And we'll deal with it. Whereas a woman, I think you guys are. I've said it too. I think you guys are a little bit smarter, right? When it comes to
when it comes to relationships and dealing with men and dealing with men's ego. I absolutely.
Now I'm not saying. Now again, I'm not. You know, we've had these conversations,
right.
So I'm not saying that a woman won't stay and it won't go through all of that, because they will. It's not. I'm not saying a large percentage it's such a great thing. I'm just saying that for most men, we will attribute those narcissistic tendencies to emotion, right? Whereas a woman, because men either we don't or we aren't allowed to show emotion, those tendencies will show in a bigger sense as far as a man is concerned, right? Because we'll just look psycho and crazy, whereas we'll be like, oh, that's just who she is.
I think
she's just angry.
Different.
That's how she is when she's upset.
I think it's just different because women, a lot of the narcissistic men they're with are physically abusive, mentally abusive, and they're scared to leave.
Right.
So I don't think it's gender based. I think it's just different.
But see,
we're not even allowed to cry. Men are not really even.
It depends on your partner, and choosing your partner is huge.
But I don't.
Choosing your partner is huge.
So here's the thing. So I'll say this. I'll say this though, right? Going with what B said.
Am I wrong?
No, I think you're right because we fear it as a man, right? Even if you have a great partner, we still fear being considered weak, being considered vulnerable. Because if we open that door, are you going to kick it in and then take advantage of it, right? And then use it against me. So we fear being weak in front of our partners. We fear. Now, I'm not saying all of us, but again, just
it's trusting to be able to be vulnerable,
to be in that space, in that place,
that safe space.
Yes. What you said? Because you said something.
But
oh,
I forgot what I was saying.
Yeah. Well, Kenneth said something.
Oh, so Kenneth, yes.
He said, us men, especially black men, just want the acknowledgement that they're loved and appreciated.
Yes.
You're not understood, you're ignored, and not told you're loved. But it's okay. Us men have had to battle this since the beginning of time. It's a cold game out here. And I agree with him. It comes down to appreciation.
And really quickly, I wholeheartedly agree with Kenneth. Even on this platform, when we tell women how we feel about something, it just seems like they want to tell us, how we should feel.
Yeah.
It's like, won't you just hear what we're saying?
Right.
You don't have to necessarily.
Just listen.
Okay, so here's a prime example. Here's a prime example. I'm gonna hit you with something. And I don't even like the dude. But here's the thing. So when Kevin Samuels was giving y'all some of that real, and not all of it was abusive. Not all of it was narcissistic. Not all of it was crazy.
Some don't even like the guy.
I don't. I'm not really a fan at all.
Back in the
Bless his soul.
Yeah.
Right.
Harvey.
But when he was giving y'all some of what black men wanted and what we were trying to say, he was ate alive. So don't tell me that men can come out and be emotional. Don't tell me that we can give you what's on our heart. Because when he gave you what was real to him,
it didn't seem like it was accepted. Constructive criticism, just about anything. I think it's such a gray area that we are still evolving and understanding each other with, because it is tough.
And I think like Kenneth said, especially as a black man, coming up, we were raised to be. You had to be tough.
Everything is against you, bro.
Listen,
everything is
the hardest life in the world is the black woman, but the most hated is the black man.
Oh, come on.
The black woman has it the hardest, but the black man is the most hated.
You maybe had to drink the Red Bull.
Because the black man, by the age of 11, 12, the black man is now a monster. So the black man has to be taught early how to be strong, how to deal with what the world is going to give him and what's going to come on his shoulders. That's tough to be able to discern how to give this tough lesson and then how to be able to give the emotions, right? Because I have to teach my son at the same time how to balance those, right?
You have to teach him about the outside world and how to deal with the inside.
And so here's the problem. When you have these conversations with your son as a man, I have to teach you who is it safe to be emotionally with, right? But as a man, I don't. Again, like I said, most of us don't feel like we can be emotional with even our partners, right? So then, who can I tell my son to be emotional with?
Yeah, because you don't know.
Me?
You don't know.
I'm not gonna always be here.
You don't know who you can trust. You really don't know. Because, like I said, men are not raised to show their emotion, and this whole thing with men being weak, it drives me crazy. It just drives me crazy because we're human beings.
We all
suffer from the same emotion. We all suffer from the same emotion. The problem is that we feel like we can't show it.
Yeah,
and we want to be able to show that without being considered weak.
I think it's just the constant open dialogue, so things could evolve.
That's what we're doing.
Right?
I love it.
And that's the key, because generationals back, it just goes like that. But as we move forward, it's taking you, Barry, speaking up, Toom, speaking up, and having the open conversation, having and allowing things to evolve. So when you do talk to your sons, you say, look, son, I'm your safe spot. And just keep teaching that. And then when he grows up and is at your age, he can say, this is a safe spot. This is a safe spot. And then when their kids come in, it's just, evolving
sees
the example.
Showcasing some of this.
The example.
When I'm hurt, son, this is
how I do it.
This is
right.
So spot on what you just said. Any good let's see any comments real quickly.
I would say also though, not just your son. If you have other children in your circle,
In your tribe.
let them know it's okay to show your emotions. It's not weak, it's strong.
Yes.
Because they need to hear it from more than one person sometimes.
How do you women feel when you maybe been with a man and the man showed emotion, like cried? Was there
Me? I shut the fuck up and listen.
But you know what?
Wait
Here,
now.
so
Hold on. That's what you say, sir?
I'm a listen.
Okay.
So I hear you.
Okay.
I hear you. But let's be realistic. What man or woman in the beginning of a relationship is gonna say, oh yeah, no, hell no. Don't be emotional with me. I'm not hearing that shit. Because again, you're gonna turn, how many partners would you turn off? Right? So the problem is that us men have heard that 1,000 times. And then when that happens, so as a man, you gotta think, right, our emotions are what we keep almost as close as anything, you know what I'm saying? That can be tight, right? Yeah. Like we have to keep those tight. So then when that one person abuses that, how do we go to the next one?
It's track record, because it's not like Barry has called me, he's like, Julie. So I'm a safe person for Barry. And it's building the track record, whether it's a friend, whether it's it could be
or a Julie.
Hey Julie, oh thank you.
It could be an auntie. It could be a grandma.
How do you get to a point, right? If you don't have one of those, they don't just pop up, right? Because again, it takes being able to be vulnerable, to be able to find that person,
or
to
know
be able
to
be able to know that person's available, right?
And trustworthy.
Real quickly, guys, make sure
So
you
again,
like, share. This is
a
real conversation right here. This is Shop Culture. It's very risky. We're talking about men showing emotion and feeling safe.
And again,
Who
ladies,
is your safe?
I'm not saying that
person?
Go ahead, B.
Who's your safe? Where? Where's your safe place and who's your safe person?
It could be
y'all
another
know my brain
man.
just be going. So
Yeah,
It could be your brother.
it can't. But here's my
well,
thing.
we're talking. I think
We're talking about
partners and women.
right, significant others, right? Because again, that's who you want to be your safe space. That's who should be your safe space.
Mm-hmm.
But what happens
That
as
is
a
true.
man?
What you're
It
saying,
takes
because
practice, though.
Yes.
It takes
walked away from
practice.
Again, I'm not saying that there's not those Julies out there. There's not those Tamas out there, right? That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that for a man, how do we discern and get to those people when, let's say the two before you ate it up, right? And they abused it. So then when
they go
I
on
get to Julie, I'm ready to just lock up.
and they start clowning, or they say something, oh, he's weak, or because we've actually had a gentleman who was struggling. Now, granted, maybe his track record wasn't the best, but he showed.
I disagree. We talked about this. I know where you're
I-
going. I disagree.
I'm drinking my tea.
And I disagree. You know why I disagree? His responses to good criticism. There was only two. He only had. Listen, I went back and read it after we talked.
Okay.
After we talked about it.
Am I wrong?
After we talked about it, I went back and said, well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe because again, I don't want to ever. Because again, I just be glancing. I don't really comment read like that. I glance at a couple, see, get in there.
Yeah, we don't have
but
time to be.
The comments that you're talking about were, again, one was with another gentleman that he has always had conversation with, and then another one was with somebody else. But again, there was some other good constructive criticism that wasn't as harsh as what we thought, and it was snap back. So again, I don't think that he was being vulnerable. I think that he was just talking. Some people just talk about this. Some people just talk about the situation.
So
Some people are not
conversation.
So here's the thing. If I say at the end of my post, if I say I don't really care what y'all think, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not being vulnerable because I'm not asking for you to help me. I'm telling you, I don't really care if you help me. I don't really care what you think. I just stated that. So how am I being vulnerable?
Well, I don't know, because I think when you're using a real life situation, because you don't have to use a real life. You can use just examples of it. So I wouldn't.
Right, but see, here's the thing. If he's not vulnerable about the situation, right? You see what I'm saying? To me, reading that situation about him and his daughter, I didn't feel like that to me, he seemed settled, right? He said, I'm okay with where I'm at right now. It has to, if it changes, it changes. He said it himself. I'm okay with where this situation is. And if it changes, it changes, but that's on her, right? Julie, did he say that?
Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
So that's not vulnerability.
It's just it was a touchy topic.
Thank you.
So it wasn't about vulnerability. It was a touchy topic.
But it was about being open and being.
I don't.
But here's the thing, right?
And it was a clapback also.
Oh, okay. And I don't remember all the details, so I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I do.
So that's why I say to be vulnerable, I think you have to really open yourself up.
Okay.
To whether it's criticism or not, especially when it comes to a situation like that. If you were going to put that situation out, then at the end of it, I don't think that you put, I don't care what you think. If you really want somebody to give their true opinion and help you,
it wasn't, please help me or give me insight.
What do you think? Because now I'm asking for you to come in and talk to me, right? But if I tell you I don't care, then I'm not ever going to receive your message because I don't care what you're saying.
You close the communication off.
You close it off. And guys, I'm not going to disagree. I think you guys make valid points.
And the thing you were saying earlier is like once bitten, twice shy. And if you get bitten more than one time,
and see, here's the thing: as men,
it's harder and harder and harder.
And as men, and here's the thing: can we admit women have spicier mouths?
Oh, well,
when it comes to arguments, for the most part.
What do y'all think about that?
Maybe. Okay, so here I'll say this. In my
experiences, yes, I think we got it.
Because again, I will if you take me there, I will shoot back at you. I ain't got no problem. We can get ugly. We can get real nasty. But I'll keep it at your level. I'm one of those that will keep it at your level. So if we keep it mono, we can keep it mono. You want to take it to the top of the Everest, and we can go to the top of Mount Everest, and we can get as nasty as you want. I'll talk about your mama. I'll talk about your dead grandma. I don't care what I say. But again, I'm going to keep it at your level, right? So in my experience, women have had spicier mouths when it comes to arguments, right? In my experience, I've had my weaknesses used more against me than I've used it against somebody else.
Let's see. Me personally, I don't believe in personal attacks during an argument. I don't believe in that at all, and I don't attack them
But
personally.
have you always done that way?
It took time.
Yeah, I have. I was actually,
Even as a young
I
one,
was
dating?
actually very shy when I was younger. I was very shy. I was very quiet. Yeah, I know I've changed. I was, and so it took me a while to come out of my shell more and get to where I am. And so I was the one that would sit in the corner and try to be noticed and that type of thing. But now I'm like, hey, I'll talk to everybody. But I've never ever believed in personal attacks.
There's a right and wrong way to argue,
Oh, definitely.
because you
Oh,
can't
my
you
God.
can't go into it as fighting. You can argue, which is debating.
Right. We can debate all day.
We
but once-
can debate, but
once we
to
get to arguing,
fight,
I'm trying to check out.
is a whole, and you're not going to accomplish anything. But you have to be willing to listen. People don't want to listen.
I don't know how to argue.
Now see, yeah, so
My boy said when you fight naked.
hey, that's real.
I'm okay with that.
With that.
I'm okay with
Give me the
that.
view.
You ready to? Let's fight.
Get him.
You know, I'm playing with your boy. Listen,
Okay.
that boy used to be a stripper. You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, I got $1.
It's getting real.
Oh, hey, listen, we about to get hold on. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and let's dive into this right here. Yeah.
You like nice guys.
I got listen, you know I'm about to play devil. We got some horns in here. I put some horns on, I got the red on. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to play devil.
Two girls. All right, go back on. Oh.
It depends on the woman.
Two girls honestly like the nice guy. Who you calling? Who you calling out?
I ain't gonna call nobody out.
Let me hear
They
this.
like the nice guy. They don't date the nice guy.
They don't date them.
Because the nice guy is not the attractive guy. The nice guy's soft.
Mm-hmm.
In their eyes, the nice guy. Listen, we
So
see it all the time. Women love what? Thugs.
Oh.
Not me.
Or edginess. Or edgy.
Edgy, whatever you want to call it, right?
You want to know what I want? I want a nice guy that can be a little bad.
So yeah.
But
Let's hear from the ladies.
but I do like the nice guy. I want my doors open. I want, the nice, but nice doesn't mean it's not entitlement though. Just because you're nice doesn't mean I'm going to be with you.
Oh,
But
see,
I prefer
I don't think the
a
true nice guy
guy.
is the entitled guy. I think the entitled guy, that's the act of being nice.
Well,
He's
the
playing
thing.
nice guy.
That's-
He's the guy playing nice.
But
guy.
see,
snake in the
the
grass.
nice guy isn't self-proclaimed nice.
No, he doesn't have to be. The
So
nice guy
the
is
self-proclaimed
an action
nice,
and just and how he carries himself.
Right.
the self-proclaimed nice is not what I go for. It's the genuine nice. And you could be a thug and still be nice, though. You can
True.
still be,
That's actually
Very true.
Yes,
Very
right
true.
on.
you know what
Because
I mean?
like I said, I get a couple of those, but I ain't getting all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I'm sorry.
yeah. But okay, what about you? Nice guys?
I don't think I've ever dated an actual thug. I mean,
Okay,
That
the
you
edgy
knew.
guy.
That you
I know
knew.
of.
Edgy guy.
now there's been times
Angie.
dated that, I mean, I do have some standards, and I mean, I don't have a tolerance.
So when it's
I'll say goodbye quick. I'll say goodbye quick. I have no problem saying goodbye.
Y'all be playing. Y'all be playing.
Say-
Things I say goodbye over are to me big deals. Like one guy, we
okay.
were dating for about 8 months. His expectation was that I would post out a car for him, and that's X.
Jew,
And I said,
I got a question
bye.
for you.
Wow.
I mean,
So the guy you're dating for a few months, he got some edge.
8 months.
Hey, that's some edginess because he's like, hey, he's like, hey, I'm doing what I do.
I
You
said,
should be able to co-sign for a car.
I said, bye.
Okay.
Um,
So, Carissa, I dated a nice guy and I walked all over him. So now she prefers the thugs.
I don't want
Jew.
women. I don't want women.
Hey,
Jew.
what you gonna ask her?
Jew. So, quick question. Everybody in this room has had failed relationships, so I can say this. Most of your failed relationships were with what type of guy?
They were all nice.
Really?
Oh.
Most of my failed relationships,
Really?
It's getting personal.
yeah. I was I was with somebody for 13 years. Nice guy. He was safe. The one after that, nice guy. 6 years I was engaged. Safe. The one after that was my one-off.
So if they
But
were
he
safe
was
and
still
guys,
nice.
why did they not last?
Well, the compatibility. It had nothing to do with anything else but the compatibility.
So
Well, one
that's
of them,
one aspect of
it was an aspect because one
So
of
we
them
weren't compatible
was
13 years in. Like that's a long time to ride that lane.
well, I had children with him and I had medical issues. And when I grew as a person from being in my 20s to being in my mid 30s, I was different. Had nothing to do with his character. I took the blame for that divorce.
and people involved, too,
100%.
so they're-
I take the blame for that divorce. It didn't have nothing to do with him. And then the second one was a nice guy, but he wasn't taking care of his children.
So he's not a nice guy.
not a nice girl.
He
The nice
was-
guy is the good guy.
He was nice
The
to
nice guy-
her, but
He
not
was
nice
he was
So,
very
but
much
this-
about me, but he was
So
not
when
about
we say
his
the nice-
children.
See, I think
So what's the
there's a big
definition of a-
misconception.
Yes.
Ladies,
I
what's
think
the
there's a big
definition of
misconception.
what's
When
the
we say
definition
the
of
nice
nice
guy,
guy?
we don't
That's a good
necessarily
question.
mean
That's a good question.
we don't necessarily mean the guy that's just always, hey, how you doing? We mean the good man. When people say the nice guy, they normally mean the good guy versus the edgy guy or the thug.
I don't want to be with a man that's going to cheat on me.
No.
Well, who does?
And
Well, but that's what I'm saying. So I mean, what's
Who does?
good and nice? Like, you know what I mean? Like
And what's
the
the
nice.
definition? Can we start putting together a definition
you can't,
of nice?
because everyone's gonna have their own opinion of what's nice is, because what's nice to me may not be nice to someone else.
Exactly.
Well, I think-
Exactly.
Isn't there?
I dated one guy. He was very, very nice, very
Oh.
respectful, that kind of thing. But he had zero aspirations.
But see again.
Oh,
but,
see?
but see, that's why it's working. I didn't say they don't like him,
He had zero
but
aspirations.
they normally
The
don't.
the nice
it takes
guys.
them a while to
I've
I've
know.
been with the nice guys longer than the non-nice
I
guys.
agree. Yes.
True.
There we go.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to
Let's
get
dig.
to. That's what I'm
Dig.
trying to get into.
Very true.
Right? The nice guy lasts longer because he's the good guy. He's the guy that's going to be doing the right thing versus the edgy or the what we would call the edgy guy or the thug guy, right? Because he's the one that's going to be out doing what he wants to do, worried about him, entitled, feeling like he can do him,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So that's why when Angelina says married plus years, 20 plus years, he's a nice guy, that's the expectation,
Yes.
right? But the problem is
It doesn't work. It doesn't
how many
last.
of those edgy thug guys did it take for you to get there is the point. That's why we say the nice guys finish last. Because normally they're the last guy. That's what the statement means.
I've always been
The
with
beginning
nice
No,
of
you don't. We just talked about this last
No.
week.
No,
We ain't gonna go there.
Tim-
Ooh, two is
no. You guys said he
Oh, no,
was
so
too
you-
nice.
Ooh,
You guys said he was too nice.
No.
You guys said you said Julie, he's too nice. You're gonna walk all over him. You guys said that,
You said
and I said,
I'll walk over him.
no. I said I like nice guys. I said, and Toom, you said no, you don't.
Sit.
So
Hold
So
on.
real quick-
Do I got to go on my phone and get text?
no.
Because I got the text that says to him, you know you're right.
Yeah,
Oh,
dang.
you were right after
Oh.
after yesterday. No, he was right.
What?
And not regarding
right
no, hold on.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. It wasn't right about the nice guy. It was right about my feelings.
Wait, but I don't want
But that, you know why? We talked about it. Because
hold
he's
on.
not edgy enough.
No,
Listen,
it had nothing
listen,
to do
that's
with
why you walked
Ed.
over him.
No, I didn't say.
On the date.
Barry said.
Don't say Barry. Oh, no.
Barry said.
No.
Julie.
Hold on.
No,
Why you doing this, Julie?
Barry.
I'm here.
It was 2 weeks ago.
Julie, why
Barry
you doing this?
said
You put me on
he's too
blast. I
nice.
just-
You're gonna walk all over him, and I said I
did.
like nice. No, I
Just
didn't.
stop it.
I don't walk all over him. No, I did not.
Stop it.
Oh, you need to stop. Both of you all.
What?
Yo, that's so-
Now, hold on.
What? Whoa! Whoa!
I'm about to mute this. I have a lot of control over here. Don't make me mute this.
Wait till these cameras go
Y'all
off.
need to stop.
Wait till these cameras go off.
After dark.
Time out. Hold on, guys. This is Shopkulture. We gotta get some. Oh, it's getting ugly.
Okay.
That's why we try to tell you guys. You guys need to come to the after hour when we get after. We talk,
Man!
Nice guy finished last. Look at that statement.
Yes, 'cause they do.
My
Yeah.
interpretation.
Yeah.
Why are you so dumb? Oh, you're stupid. Yeah.
She knows. She know damn well what we said was true. But whatever. We want to play the role. But back to you. What you saying now?
I thought that statement meant that nice guys finish in last place, as in.
No.
That's what I thought.
Well, think about it.
That's
Last
what I
place.
thought.
So here's the thing, right? Last place being but that's the statement. Exactly. Last place being it takes him last to get there because you're gonna run through so many of us.
You going through the dugs, the edginess. You doing all those.
And I thought though, okay, so like first place being the best, last place being the worst. So I thought that.
But see, in a man's thought, a man's thought versus the best. I don't want nothing after him.
My dad set a good example.
You my dog, but listen, we grown. We ain't got to share no more. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it funky. So for a man's point of view, just being real, if I knocked it first and you go give a damn, what the hell been at that? Okay,
Okay,
cool.
let me tell you this. So
I disagree with this.
I just had someone.
You lying?
I just had someone DM me, and he said nice guys finish last. But you know why I didn't give him play? He's very, very married.
Oh.
Very married.
He ain't a nice guy.
But then he tried to self-proclaim.
He sold that.
Well, nice guys finish last.
He sold that.
No, you're married.
No.
What you should ask, what's your definition of nice? What is your definition of nice? What does the definition of nice mean to you? So we have this, because nobody can give us the honest definition of what nice is. Everybody has, well, he doesn't cheat, so it's an expectation. I just think it's always interesting because you get these guys and they make these large arguments. I'm a nice guy. And they want to tell you, well, why? Why are you nice?
Right.
Well, you take a girl out, you spend
right.
$50, $80.
But what about your values? What about your morals?
What about morals? Let me jump in on this right here.
Tay
said, right? Tay says nice guys tend to be boring, so it depends on where you're in life. Well, here's the thing. Most of us spend our young 20s to 30s, right? Partying, doing all that other stuff, right? So the guy I'm saying most, not all, most of us spend our young teenage years, 20, 30s, we're finding ourselves, we're partying, we're doing a whole bunch of extra. So the reason why nice guys why we say they finish last is because it takes us so long to find ourselves, right? That you'll date the nice guy last because you spent so much time partying with the dumb guys and the guys that were shit. I'm not saying they were bad guys, right? But they weren't the actual good man.
The sex is usually better with edgier guys. The sex is.
I wouldn't say that.
But look what Tay said.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you why I differ, or why I have a difference of opinion. Because the good man, right? The good man is going to actually nurture, take care of your body. The edgier guy, he's gonna give you the fun sex, right? But the edgier guy is actually going to care about the needs and the wants in the bedroom. Where the edgier guy is like, no, let me just get in here and knock this out. You know what I'm saying? We didn't been that nigga. I didn't been that nigga.
But see, Tay said everyone's nice in the beginning. So if everybody's nice, you have to date them and be with them to see what is actually true or not.
So I'm not saying that I'm not saying that consciously women are like, oh, I want the thug. But we're in the party stages of our lives, we're the most appealing. The thug is the most appealing. Let's be realistic. Because they're the fun guys. They're the guy that's gonna kick it. They're the guy that's gonna party with you. He's gonna do all the other stuff. While the good guy, he's like, I'm building my career. He's like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting all this.
But don't people evolve to something different though? Like I hear what you're saying. But normally you get past 30, you're like, okay. And just like as a man, do you want?
But that's what I'm saying. But listen. But now we're talking about later. So so why many dudes went through that, right? So how many guys? Now I'm saying it doesn't even have to be a long list, right? But let's say it's only 3 or 4. Is he last? He may be the best, right? Now, least don't mean worst. Last doesn't mean worst, but he's last in the race. Last man standing. Right? And he can, and there you go. He can be the last man standing. The nice man may be the last man standing, but guess what? You had to go through some of us knuckleheads first.
But that's just in life, and I agree with that.
And that's a growth in life, though, right? That's how, you know what I'm saying.
It's
You're gonna bump your head in relationships.
Contrast, because how would you know?
How would you understand that? How would you get there? Yeah.
Again, I guess I would say it goes with upbringing, right? Teaching, right? I mean, again, because there are some people that get in great relationships early and they last, and they're with their good man or good woman for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think. So like even for us men, it takes us a while to get there. For most of us, right? It takes us a little while to mature and get our head on straight, right? So we don't become the nice good guy for a while. Yes. So you're gonna date a couple of us that bump your head a few times,
and that's why you got nice guys like me and T. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Shop Culture. Remember, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Join us. We got some stuff coming up, so make sure you guys tune in on the live show. Baskets. You want to talk about that real quick?
Bound with baskets. Mentioned that last week. If you're going to order a basket, it ends at 10 p.m. tonight. So, boundwithbaskets.org. If you want to get get a basket of produce. It's $21 plus the transaction fee. But you get a lot of stuff for not a lot of money.
Eat healthy.
Yes.
Thank you guys once again. And we want to thank each and every one of you guys again for tuning in. Shopkulture. Man, stay safe. Be blessed.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Don't you deserve a newer vehicle for 2022? Go see Ralph at Max Auto Plus Tacoma. Good credit, bad credit, always with the lowest interest rates possible. Cars, trucks, SUVs, and everyone sees the Carfax. The best customer service ever. Log on to GoSeeRalph.com or call 253-230-1494. That's 253-230-1494. Oh, one more thing. Did you know you get $200 cash money if you bring Ralph a customer? What are you waiting on? Go see Ralph. Max Auto is located at 12918 Pacific Avenue, South Tacoma. Get up and go see Ralph.
If you are in the market to buy or sell your home, land, or property, it is in your best interest to work with a professional that cares and keeps your best interest first always. Melissa Williams is your agent, very customer service oriented, knowledgeable in all steps in the delicate process of your investment, and here to turn your dreams to reality. Call her now, 253-293-1056. That's 253-293-1056. www.melissawilliams.com.